Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. Today in our studio we have Alex in his Deep Impact Blue 2015 Mustang GT. Alex is pretty popular on Instagram, so a lot of you may have seen this car already, but he was looking for a way to add a nice custom touch to the back end. So today we're going to install an Anderson Composites carbon fiber taillight panel. Before we get started though, a lot of people are going to ask about the taillight. So Alex, tell us about the taillights on this car.
Well, Bill, I have a friend who has a connection overseas and was able to hook me up with a set of the European spec taillights. Buddy Chris and I, we modified the European taillights to make them legal here in the States.
So people are asking, this isn't a plug and play. This is something you were able to get your hands on, did a custom installation, and then put them on the car.
That's correct.
Cool, let's get started with the taillight panel. This is the Anderson Composites carbon fiber trunk panel. As you can see, it's a smooth panel for a much cleaner look on the back of the car. It is made of true carbon fiber. It will be a direct replacement for the factory panel, but will require some hardware from it to be transferred over. For this installation, we need a 1/4-inch ratchet, 5.5mm socket, 7mm socket, 8mm socket, a short extension, plastic pry bar, and a panel removal tool. We begin the installation of the trunk by removing these two panels, one located on each side, and then the two screws located underneath them. If you have trouble, you can use a small pry bar or flathead screwdriver, but usually you can get your finger in there pretty easily. Just pull them right off. The next part's not 100% necessary, but I like to put some tape along the painted edge right here just to protect it when we pull off the panel. Now, for this part, you'll want a small plastic pry bar, something that's not going to scratch the material. There's 6 clips we have to remove. There's one here, here, 2 in the middle, and 2 on the other side. Once you pop those clips out, you sort of lift the panel up to remove it. Once you get it loose, before you pull too hard, you have to unplug the backup camera. And remove it from the car. With the factory trunk panel off, the next thing I'm going to do is remove this cover from the inside of the trunk so we can access the bottom to get the nuts in for the new hardware. What I'm going to do here is twist these off, then remove all these plastic clips. You usually just get a good grip on these and just twist them off. Just a small screwdriver or whatever, and pop this plastic cover off and remove all the push pins. With the stock panel off, now we can remove the camera. It's just 2 small little 5.5mm screws. I'm just going to transfer the camera itself over to the new trunk lid, which includes its own mounting hardware. And put the trunk lid aside. Install the factory backup camera with the bracket. Maybe lined up, and then install the hardware provided by Anderson. Okay, once you're done with that, you want to remove all of the nuts and washers from the studs and ready to install on the car. The last thing we're going to do to the trunk, this middle screw right here on this factory bracket, we're going to remove that. And now you don't want to forget, you want to plug in the backup camera. And align all the studs. And you may have to just move it around a little bit. It is a tight fit to get everything lined up. And now we can install the mounting hardware. It's easiest to start on the ends. And the studs are in the carbon fiber, so you want to get these tight, but you don't really want to crank on them too much. Okay, you've got the 2 outside there. The next 4 are going to be hard to see with the camera. They're going to be inside. There's one kind of in this area, and then one way, way back here. Use a small wrench, get them in here. Like I said, just, again, get them snug. You don't want to crank on them too much because they're just studs sticking out. Basically hand tight, maybe a quarter to half turn past that is going to be tight enough. Okay, I'm going to reinstall the trunk liner. Reinstall the latch cover, and lastly install the factory covers over these bolts, and your installation is finished. The Anderson taillight panel fits well, and in my opinion gives a nice custom touch to the back of the car. It actually looks really good with the clear taillights, but it really ties the end in nicely, gives it a nice clean look. I mean, Alex, what do you think of the finished product?
Oh, I love the way it looks. The carbon fiber looks great, and the way it flows with the car is just awesome. It's a perfect product.
And the overall installation isn't bad. It is kind of hard to get to some of the nuts. It's a little bit tedious, but overall I'd say probably hour to an hour and a half. You'll be back on the road in no time.